Good evening, everyone. Veer Maheshwar Charitable Trust Latur MS India welcomes all of you. This is the international webinar series platform running from last 5 years. And we have invited the speakers and inviting the speakers from India and abroad every day. We cover here points related to speeches related to education, law, health, and environment. All these topics are invited here. So every day we are enriching in the knowledge because our speakers are delivering their speech and sharing their knowledge on various topics every day. Today, in this series, we welcome our today's speaker, resource person, Dr. Yasiyat Sheik sir, Yasiyat Sheikh Mohamed sir, who is Assistant Professor, Department of Visual Communication, SA College of Arts and Science, Chennai, India. And he is willing to deliver his topic on understanding human communication. I welcome you, sir, from my organization and all the participants, those who are joined here. And I welcome all the participants, those who are joining here. Is the topic related to of us because communication is important and how the human communication we can understand through the speech of our respected guest, Dr. Yashed Sheikh Mohammed, sir. Welcome you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. May I start, sir? Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Uh, Respected Principal Dr. BETKAR MM, respected dignitaries, faculty members, and educators, good evening, one and all. Today, I would like to speak on understanding human communication, a subject that shapes how we learn, work, live, and live together. In a world driven by technology, automation, and artificial intelligence, the human ability to communicate meaningfully has become both more powerful and more fragile. Communication today is not only about speaking well, it is about being understood correctly in rapidly changing contexts. Human communication in everyday life. Consider a simple example from daily life. A teacher says to a student, see me after class. The teacher may intend guidance or support. The students may interpret it as fear, punishment, or criticism. Hence, here the words are the same, but the meaning changes based on perception, past experience, and emotional state. This is why communication never just about words. It is about interpretation. And next heading, communication beyond words. In classroom, the teachers often notice that even when instructions are clear, students respond differently. One student notes confidently, another avoids eye contact. These nonverbal signals often communicate more honestly than spoken responses. Similarly, in professional meeting, silence does not always mean agreement. It may indicate hesitation, disagreement, or lack of clarity. Effective communicators plan to read between the lines. And another one important concept, digital communication. New medium, new meanings. Let us look at the modern examples. A message sent on WhatsApp that reads fine. In face to face communication, tone and expression clearly meaning in digital communication. That single word can mean agreement, disinterest, frustration. Okay, you can link with that word. If you are uh, texting like fine, that word has many meanings such as agreement, disinterest, and frustration. Some other important meaning of fine in WhatsApp texting pays you disagreement also. This illustrates how absence of vocal tone and facial expressions in digital platforms increase the possibility of misunderstanding. We have a lot of experience in this kind of uh, case studies. In online classrooms, many students keep their camera switched off. For teachers, this creates a communication gap. Our students encouraged, uh, distracted, or confused. Technology connects us, yet it also limits human feedback cues. Then another important thing is human communication and artificial intelligence. In this age of AI, chatbots, voice assistants, and automated replays, we see another shift. Machines can generate language, but they lack human emotion, empathy, and ethical judgment. It is another one important uh, uh, concept and crisis if you are using artificial intelligence in regular life. For example, an automated customer service message may respond quickly but fail to acknowledge emotional distress. A human response, even if slower, can build trust because it recognizes feelings, not just facts. This reminds us that communication is not only informational, it is relational. We can understand the important difference between informational and relational from my above statements. And another concept is cultural communication, misunderstanding without intention. In multicultural environments, good example, India, communication challenges increase. For instance, in some cultures, questioning a teacher openly is encouraged. In others, it may be seen as disrespectful. In our childhood, we were facing such kind of problem in our classroom. A student who remains silent may not lack curiosity, but may be expressing cultural respect. Similarly, direct feedback may be valued in some professional cultures, while indirect communication is preferred in others. Effective communication requires cultural awareness, not assumptions. The another topic, public communication and social media. It is very, very uh, important topic in current scenario. Most of the people are spending our time in screen. Almost we are using more than social media platforms in recent period. Social media has transformed ordinary individuals into content creators and opinion leaders. A single tweet, read, or post can influence thousands. We have many case studies, many examples in our social media platforms. However, digital communication lacks accountability at times. Message shared without context can spread misinformation. Sarcasm can be misread as insult. Silence can be interpreted as approval in social media. Most of the time, silence is very powerful in social media because the silence means sometimes, not sometimes, many times approval in context of social media users. This highlights the importance of ethical communication, thinking before posting, verifying information, and understanding social responsibility. Then another topic is barriers to effective communication. New realities. Today's barriers are not limited to noise or language. The modern barriers actually we have many barriers in communication in earlier period, physical barrier and psychological barrier. But today we have many modern barriers available in communication process. Information overload. This is also one of the important communication barrier in current scenario. Too many messages competing for attention. The short attention spans reduce the deep listening. The emotional distraction, stress, and anxiety affecting interpretations. And another one is digital fatigue. They reduce the engagement in virtual interactions. Overcoming these barriers requires conscious efforts and communication discipline. And another topic is listening as a strategic skill. One, one of the most neglected communication skills today is listening. The listening is very powerful communication tool, but most of the people, students, can understand the importance of the listening in current scenario, in current environment, in classroom or any other communication process. In meeting, people often listen to replay, not to understand. In classrooms, students may hear but not process. In families, conversations happen without connections. Active listening involves giving full attention, avoiding premature judgment, responding thoughtfully. These three factors are totally affect our understand the three basic elements such as giving full attention, avoiding premature judgment, and responding thoughtfully. These are very important things. These are affecting our listening. A leader who listens builds trust. A teacher who listens inspires learning. A friend who listens strengthens relationship. And another topic is communication and leadership. The strong leaders are strong communicators. We should accept this statement because most of the communicators became a good leader in our society. They communicate vision clearly, handle conflict calmly, and motivate through clarity rather than authority. A leader who communicates transparently during uncertainty builds confidence. One who avoids communication creates confusion and fear. Thus, communication is not an optional skill. It is a leadership responsibility. Conclusion of my speech. Uh, To conclude, understand human communication means understanding people, emotion, culture, technology, and context. The understanding human communication includes people. First of all, we should understand the people, and we should understand the people's emotion, and we should understand the people's culture, and we should understand the current technologies, and we should understand the culture and context. Communication is not static. It evolves with society. We have many examples and case studies in an age where messages travel faster than thoughts, then responsibility to communicate accurately, ethically, and empathically is greater than ever. Let us remember that meaningful communication is not about speaking more, it is about connecting better. Thank you so much for giving the wonderful opportunities for meeting many educators and learners. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for wonderful opportunities for sharing my insights about understanding human communication with more many educators. Thank you, Principal Dr. Saab. Hello. If you have any questions, I can share my insight.
Thank you, sir, for your speech on this importance of the communication, especially for us understand the human communication. You have said the different aspects of it and how it is important of us, how the student can communicate effectively, and what is the effect of good communication on each other. You have explained all these things very well. Now I request participants to unmute themselves and they can discuss with our today's speaker. Feedback link is available in the chat box. All participants are requested to fill the feedback link.
Dear Dilik educators, if you have any questions, you can raise your questions. If possible, definitely I will share my insight with you. It is good platform for sharing our knowledge. Knowledge sharing is very essential factor for understanding human communication subject. Most of the people are not open their idea and knowledge because the knowledge sharing is very essential factors for the upcoming society. Today, most of the people are frequently using mobile phone as well as artificial intelligence. That is very mm, very what's the
Yes,
scenario in students
sir.
studying.
Yes, sir.
Uh, uh,
Dr. Sanand Sugla is willing to discuss with you. Welcome,
yes,
sir.
sir.
Good evening, Dr. Betkar sir. Good evening, sir. Wonderful presentation. And communication is really, one of the very essential thing, everywhere required. It is not only between teacher and student, but in house also we are having communication. So this communication is a way to know each other. So I can give a message and someone can receive it and they can understand it. So it is so important communication. So I ask, people not to have, in Marathi we call it as vad, samvad or susamvad. So communication should go in this, at the last one, susamvad, it should not be just samvad, right? Because nowadays people are becoming techno and artificial, and whenever they are giving messages, messages are very rigid, and you have to do it, you have to do this. But why we have to do this, no one talks about those in between gaps. So communication is so important that the person should feel that I'm a part of this team and no one is ordering me. That communication is so important, and if that sense we can develop, I think the real sense communication we are doing. So you correctly said at various places we are doing communication. So whenever the prime minister goes to some other place, he try to collect that language and try to relate with those people. So I think that is also one way of communication, to give a sense that I belongs to you only. So communication is one of the very, very essential aspect in our medicines. We are having so much in communication. If I'm saying that you have to take one packet in the morning, one packet in the afternoon, right? The people will take a real meaning, then he is not taking packet, but he's taking material which is there inside the packet. So we have to very, very clear with our communication. So comprehensive, that is a word that should be used, comprehensive communication. So I think the history is there that coming because of the failure of communication, nuclear bomb explosion has taken place. Because of the because of the lack of communication or loss of communication in Marathi history, you'll find Dhasama, right? That is a very great story. So I think communication is really playing a wonderful role, and one has to become a master in communication. The in house also, because of television and social media, we are losing that sense of communication. And of course verbal communication, non-verbal communications are there. Teachers are using these all techniques in the classroom. If teacher is standing over there without making any noise and just keep staring, the whole class becomes silent. So I think that is also one kind of communication. So what do you think in the modern era, what is lacking in the communication and how we can improvise it? What do you feel, sir? Thank you.
In actually, that is good question. In modern era, lack of communication, the is very essential for our society. Communication is very essential for development of the society. Once upon a time, we were studying about the development communication, but today is the transmedia. That is that technology became a transmedia. So most of the people not understand about the importance of the communication. That is reality. Not only in our family also. So lack of communication is the main main element for the most of the problem in our society. So how can we reduce the lack of communication? We should speak with others. We should teach about importance of the communication with our kids in frequently classroom, family members, and our surroundings. Surroundings. We should teach about the importance of the communication frequently.
Correct, sir. So communication is so important. Sometimes we may get a patient, I'm getting Spanish patient or some other language, Kazakhstan, I was having patient and they were talking in their language, but, the communication was there with the signs and, the symptoms, what he was explaining. So communication is not just a verbal, the words, but communication should have some emotions also. So word you use, empathy, that is a very
Yes.
correct word, and communication should not be very rigid. So with this I think I will conclude. Thanks a lot again, once again, for your good presentation, wonderful presentation. Thank you, Dr. Betkar sir, for giving me this opportunity to express myself. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sir. We are eager always to discuss. Your discussion session is very important for us because you conclude very perfectly and it is effective one and supports to the thoughts of the speakers. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your joining and communicating with our speaker. All other participants are requested to unmute themselves and they can discuss with our speaker.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, madam.
सर इफेक्टिव कम्युनिकेशन का एजुकेशन में कितना मतलब इसका ये है, जैसे बोलते हैं कि इफेक्टिव कम्युनिकेशन आजकल ये बहुत ज़्यादा वर्ड यूज हो रहा है, तो इफेक्टिव कम्युनिकेशन का मतलब एजुकेशन सिस्टम में क्या इसका इम्पोर्टेंस है?
Okay, actually, I can't understand Hindi. Can you translate, Dr. Betta Prasad?
Yes. She is saying that today nowadays we use frequently effective communication like this. So what the role of effective communication in our education, especially?
Yes.
She wants to discuss.
Actually, most of the people are using the effective communication skills. That is, what is meaning of? First of all, we should understand the effective. Actually, communication skill, that's all, not effective. Communication skill, that's all. What is communication skill? First of all, I mentioned one important thing: listening. The listening is very, very essential factors for development of the communication skill. Today, kids are not ready to listen our word anywhere. In class also, actually, I have more than 25 years teaching experience. But I feel bad today scenario. Most of the students not ready to listen our words, teachers' words. If they can ready to understand our words, that is become a effective communication. How can we teach effective? We are using many pedagogy for teaching. Yes, we are using blackboards. We are using ICT tools. We are using visual aids for teaching. But even though people, first of all, students should try to understand our words, try to understand our teaching methodology. That is called as effective communication. So communication skill is very, very essential for all students, not only for students, teaching also. But we should take some training to understand the current students' psychology. Then only we can teach. If you are teaching properly to your students, that is effective communication. If they will understand your teaching, that is called as effective communication. Thank you, Pretty Kumari madam. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, ma'am. You also did the effective communication just now. So effective communication, you understood everything that which is reaching to the students, and that is be effective in a good way. Thank you, sir. If anyone want to ask any question, they can continue. Thank you, Priti Kumari madam. You are discussing every day. That's a good thing is that when research or speakers.
Actually, this is the effective communication. Priti Kumari madam raising question every day. This is a good example for the effective communication because you are the good communicator. You are ready to raise the question with your that is good for. If we are trying to raise the question to our panel discussion or our family members in our classroom, that is the effective communication. Not answering is not a effective communication. The writing question is the effective communication because the question you are raise a question will get the thousand of answers. We can get the thousands of if we are trying to raise a question, definitely we get more than 1,000 answers. That is the effective communication.
Thank you, Priti Kumari madam. We welcome our speaker, Monique Singh ma'am. If you want to discuss, yes.
Yes, sir. Hi, sir. It's a wonderful speech what you've just given to us. I just have one question going in my mind, sir. So, what do you think is the role of AI currently in communication? Like I've seen a lot of children whenever we give them any assignments, they go do a chat GPT or Gemini and they kind of give the answers. They are able to understand the concepts, maybe with the help of chat GPT. But do you think in the longer run, it was actually going to be a good communication skill that they will develop with the help of this?
Madam, Moni K. Singh, madam, your question is very, very important questions for current situations. AI is a good assistant for all teachers, not a students.
Okay.
Teachers are a good assistant of the, teacher is a good assistant for a student. First of all, you should understand, all teachers must understand this concept. AI, artificial intelligence, is a good assistant for a teacher because all teachers are authoritarian. They can declare the fact of the concept, but students are using AI is not good for upcoming future. Definitely rising the knowledge gap and the thinking capacity of the students definitely will go down. So
But
teachers should take initiative. The usage of AI reducing in students' assignment writing and some other academic activities. Students should write in your own traditional method or conventional method. We should create the awareness about that. If we actually AI, ChatGPT, Gemini, and some other AI, it is good for we can get more information about our any topic. But at the same time, at the one point, definitely students, society suffering this this kind of teaching methodology. So teachers can assist the AI, but students must avoid the usage of the AI in their school level. After their higher education, they can use AI for their assistance for writing articles and some other work. But in schooling, teachers must avoid AI usage in academic activities.
so basically what I've understood you want to say is that in the initial ages of their life, the initial time, probably till the school life, it is better that they read a lot of books and they try to find out the answers through that and with the help of teachers.
Yes,
But probably once the skill has been developed, that's when they can actually take help from AI as well. Is that right?
yes, madam.
Right, sir. Thank you.
After their higher education.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for that.
Thank you, ma'am, for joining and discussing
Thank
here.
you, sir.
That's why our schools we perform the simple story drama. There is also a part of communication, how we communicate with elders, how we communicate with others, what the situation is, how to react that. So these things are basically built up in the early age so that they can enlarge their knowledge after using any article or any tool, anything in future. But in childhood age, they should know the effect of the communication and good things we have to learn from others and society and elders also. Thank you, ma'am.
Actually, as in my experience, I understood one of the important reality. In school level, the traditional method is very effective than ICT tools or AI usage. So, in primary and middle level schools, must use traditional method of the teaching, writing, reading, and some other traditional teaching pedagogies. That is effective than ICT tools. That is my own experience. But most of the people are parents are liking usage of the ICT tools in their primary school level. That is modern. They are things like that. That is a modern education system. That is problem. That is a major problem in current situations.
But sir, I kind of defer to that. I mean, I feel that the use of ICT has actually, in a way, has opened the horizon of kids. I mean, I feel that there are so other ways that they can look at things. Let's take an example of the 3D models that is available now, or take an example of the videos which are available now. I mean, I remember I was teaching a couple of children about rotation revolution, and I had a proper 3D model to show it to them. Now, imagine the fact that when you're teaching them verbally with the help of a book and them actually seeing a real model happening it in front of them, I feel the effect of it is very high. And I feel somewhere down the line, kids are able to visualize things. So maybe in that aspect, I feel ICT has helped. But I completely agree to the fact that you said that, avoiding AI at a very early age, that definitely is reducing their concentration level as well, which was
Technology,
pretty high probably when we were kids.
learning ability.
So,
Uh,
yes,
if you are using AI tools in their middle or primary school,
Mhm.
definitely that is affecting their learning ability.
Correct.
And we can teach about the ICT tools in school level through the traditional
Yes,
method. That is
correct.
important. That
So that's basically teacher
if you
and
are using,
ICT combined.
if you are using about the earth or solar system in traditional method, students are thinking about that, imagining about that. So imaginary, that is important process of the learning.
Mhm.
Imaginary process, imaging process. So if you are teaching about just to say, in our childhood, our teacher uh, taught about a solar system. Just draw the circle, 9 circles in center sun. But we are thinking about we are image about the okay, that is sun, that is solar system. So we were thinking about that solar system in different way. But today we have virtual reality ICT tools. We can explore about the real solar system through the VR. But how can the students imagine learning ability and thinking ability and imaginary concept? That's are I think affect the students' learning ability. That is my uh, observation.
So then why do you feel that NEP is actually favoring the new technology, the new method of teaching? Like, what's your opinion about it?
Yeah, actually, that is it. As a teacher, I agree that traditional teaching method is very effective than new technology. You can teach about the new technology after some time after high school. You can start your new technology from your high school up to your middle school. You can learn from hands-on training, traditional teaching methods, and some other teaching pedagogy based on the traditional method.
Thank you, sir. Thank you to know your opinion. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for joining and for discussing here. Now, feedback link is available in the chat box. All are requested to fill the feedback link. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. BETKAR, Principal Sir. Thank you so much for giving this wonderful opportunity. Thank you, Monique Singh Madam. Thank you, Preeti Kumari Madam. Thank you, Shanmu Sir. And
Shukla,
thank
sir.
you all participations. Thank you all. Jai Hind.
जय हिंद सर और इन फ्यूचर आप यहाँ रिसोर्स पर्सन बोल के भी और इनवाइट होंगे थैंक